वाला लुक ले लिया भाई। भाई रिकॉर्ड भी कर रहा हूँ मैं और इसको भी डाल देता हूँ, एंकर वाले को भी।
लिंक भेजा ना एंकर का, उसको भी ऑन ज्वाइन कर ले।
हाँ रुक जा।
अब यार मेरे को दिखता नहीं है, मतलब ज्यादा टाइम मैं लैपटॉप पे देख नहीं सकता, इसीलिए
मतलब
स्ट्रेस है मेरे को लाइफ में, जो तू बढ़ा रहा है कम नहीं कर रहा है, ठीक है। वही बोल रहा हूँ।
तेरे को वीकेंड का भी स्टेप देना पड़ता है कि मैम इतनी देर पीएस खेला, इतनी देर हमने मस्ती करी।
चल भाई,
हाँ,
ये जो लिंक
वीकेंड का नहीं
दिए,
होता, अब मेरा भाई खेल रहा है, उसके बाद मैं खेलूंगा।
ये जो लिंक दिए ग्रुप में, इसमें भी ऐड हो जा।
हो गया हो गया।
फोन में देख, फोन में, लैपटॉप से मत करना वो।
सही, फोन है, फोन में।
तू एक काम करना हो, जैसे को अगर लाइव में प्रॉब्लम है ना, तो लैपटॉप को साइड में रख दे, और जिसमें तेरे को मतलब कैमरे की तरफ मत देख, स्क्रीन की तरफ मत देख, और कहीं पे देख के बात कर ले।
ठीक है।
हाँ, और वैसे भी मोस्टली यूट्यूबर्स ऐसे ही करते हैं।
अरे इसमें तेरी आवाज आ रही है।
इसकी म्यूट कर दे ना, उसको आवाज कम कर दे।
हाँ ठीक है।
हाँ
मेरी आवाज
आ
आ
गया,
रही है?
इस एंकर में भी आ गया मैं,
आ गया ना, गुड। अभी
मतलब
मुझे
हाँ तू आ,
ठीक है।
हाँ।
ठीक है
और
चल।
लैपटॉप का म्यूट करना है क्या?
मतलब तू इसको तो पूरी कम कर दे, फोन की बिल्कुल कम कर दे, और लैपटॉप की चलने दे।
ठीक है, कम कर दी।
फोन की कम कर दी ना, बस ठीक है। और फोन को
हाँ,
पास में रख ले अपने मुंह के हल्के से, मतलब थोड़ा
वो
ऐसे
मैं
क्या
डाल
आवाज क्लियर आ जाए।
रुक जा, यहाँ रखा है मैंने, हाँ ठीक है।
और अपना ये वीडियो है ना, ये जो 30 मिनट का है, मतलब ये अपना चलेगा अराउंड 3:10 तक चलेगा, तीन
हाँ
दस
ठीक
तक,
है।
है ना? ठीक है।
विदाउट
इतनी बात बची है।
ये चलो, मेरा पीएस खेलने का टाइम आ जाएगा 3:30
हाँ
बजे,
चल भाई
उससे
भाई,
पहले।
चलो थोड़ा थोड़ा स्टार्ट करते हैं अपन। ओजस, योगेश, थोड़ा बहुत स्टार्ट करके देखते हैं अच्छे से, नहीं तो ये शॉर्ट को भी अपन उधर डाल देंगे आगे, क्या?
अरे वीडियो तो नया लेंगे रे अपने।
नया लेंगे ऐसा? नहीं, ये ले तो लेते हैं। अरे तू ये वाले अच्छे गंदे कपड़े वाला भी डाल देंगे, अच्छे वाला भी डाल देंगे।
ठीक है।
ठीक है ना? ठीक है ओजस,
क्या?
तू बस परफॉर्म कर अच्छे से।
रुक जा, मैं क्या करूँ?
देखो आवाज क्लियर नहीं आ रहा है क्या ओजस?
आ रही है ना आवाज?
आ रही है, ठीक है भाई। एक सेकेंड ना। हाँ, तो so here we are with Ojas Goli, and Ojas is one of our friend from Wellington, Mumbai. Ojas, welcome to our show.
थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू फॉर हैविंग मी।
और तू भी आ रही है? एक मिनट रुक, इनका टेक लगेंगे। चल बोल।
ठीक है। So Ojas, मतलब मोस्टली तेरी प्रोफाइल देख के हमको ये लगा था कि यू आर मोर इंक्लाइन टुवर्ड्स मार्केटिंग, राइट?
यस।
हाँ, तो मतलब क्यों ऐसा, मतलब लोग ऐसे फाइनेंस क्यों चूज नहीं करते, या और कोई स्ट्रीम चूज नहीं करते? व्हाई मार्केटिंग ओनली?
Actually, it is a bit more personal. So, I am a BMS graduate and specialization was into my human resources. So, after coming to Wellinger, I thought, what, I should go for finance, like the typical stream people go for. But in the first trimester itself, I understood that this is not cup of my tea. And with the amount of subjects we had for finance, like for financial accounting and, financial management, so it was something like I never thought, like, I would go for. So that's why I realized that ki chalo theek hai, and HR was something of my forte. But eventually, due to, looking at the scope of the career also, I thought ki, this is something I should not go for, and I should choose the subject which I really liked. So I started reading books. So the subject came to my mind was marketing, and usually anybody would recommend you on the first, for the marketing is Philip Kotler. So I read that book. It is Philip Kotler, I think Marketing Principles of Marketing by Philip Kotler, the book name is. So I started reading that book, and eventually, what the examples given in that book made me realize that these are actually seen in our environment. So you can, so for example, as there is a company called, I think it is called a Boxgate. I think it's company called, or like Wong China. I'm not sure. I read it a really while ago. So that company actually does, marketing in, certain parts of India. तो वो लोग कैसे करते हैं कि usually they would advertise their products in, less than the price, like they offer, heavy discounted price at that time, to attract the consumers. And that's how, like I came to realize that, marketing which, was written in the books can actually be seen in the practical world also. Some theories, some concepts can be actually are being utilized by the companies for the benefit of the consumer or the company itself. ऐसे करके. That is how I chose marketing I should go for.
Okay. So just you said that you have read many books about marketing. So what is your definition of marketing?
So for me, marketing is an activity, or a set of a set of process for creating, communicating, or delivering the exchange of offerings that have a value towards the customer. That is marketing for me. Basically, it's a form of communication, and it should not be termed in terms of value I should hold. It should communicate your product to basically a customer. That's it, something marketing for me.
Yogesh, if you understood it
हंसो
or
मत,
not.
पहली बात तो मुझे नर्वस बना रहे हो.
Yes. नहीं.
It does
बाकी
the
योगेश इसने
how I
लिटरली
use
इसने एक लाइन में पूरी फिलिप कोटरल को पूरा CCDVTP कर दिया है, राइट? वो बहुत ही हाँ, मतलब वो फिलिप कोटलर को एक लाइन में उसने बहुत अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया, मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ. अच्छा, तो जस्ट personality traits that you think you gain from your marketing or maybe from MBA.
So I'm not sure about the personality traits, but what I have learned along these 2 years, not through the subjects, but I have developed I think on my own towards the number of projects which have been given by the institute. The one is like the analytical ability, I feel, and second is decisiveness. I think these are the two skills which are, required in terms for अरे यार योगेश हंस मत ना यार.
और इधर कंट्रोल उधर वो मुझे इंटरव्यू के फ्लैशबैक्स आ रहे हैं यार कि मैं कैसे ऐसे आंसर बना के
हाँ भाई, ये इंटरव्यू
ठीक है, मैं बोल रहा हूँ वापस बोल. ये तो कट करके डाल देना, मुझे नहीं पता. ठीक है,
पागल है रही है.
ज्यादा मेहनत मत करवाओ कट करने की.
हाँ, तो some personality traits which I think I have gained over a significant time is first is analytical ability and decisiveness. So what analytical ability usually stands for is like ability to collect or analyze the information, to solve problems and make decisions on it. And you can use these analytical skills to while you're brainstorming or you're observing something, or while data interpretation, or making decisions on multiple factors, and so that the options which are given available to you. This is something analytical ability stands for in my mind. And you can use one should develop that skill, I feel. Second, I told about decisiveness. So decisiveness stands for ability to make quick and effective decision. That is something important, quick and effective. So suddenly while I currently am working for a bank. So there mostly my role is into portfolio tracking and management. So every single day you get n number of data, and you have to analyze and get that report quickly, to get that MIS quickly. So that is where these two skills stands for me, and that really is helping me out. That is something of I would like to say.
Okay.
So just going by your profile, like you did your graduation in HR and then you did rural management as a part of the PGDM. Then you did your internship in the field of marketing, and now you're working in finance field. So do you believe that there is something called specialization in field of MBA, or MBA as a whole package counts?
See, this is something really my perspective. While I was so let's suppose say 5 years back, in my graduation and during my MBA, I wasn't clear what I really wanted to pursue. It's something like, for example, जो आया मैंने पढ़ लिया, and this is something one should not, I recommend, to do, but feel free if somebody would like to try out all the areas before getting to particular fixing onto something, they should do. For example, as a I learned HR, I did a couple of internships in HR, so that is how I came to know okay, HR is something not of my forte. Then I went on to marketing and did a couple of marketing analytics and sales internships. So that is something where my interest lies at. But then suddenly I got an opportunity to work in finance, and as I told you earlier that initially after coming to an MBA, I did wanted to try out finance. So that's how right now I'm working for a bank and into a financial role. But this is something I would not like to continue in the future. But I would like to get back to marketing itself if given an opportunity. So yeah, I mean, if one should go ahead where your interest lies rather than something trying out everything. But
That-
if you want to try, you can do it.
That's
There is
what
no
my
harm.
concern is all about. Like there are two schools of thought for this. Like if I talk about myself, I did the engineering, then I did the MBA in marketing, then I'm working for an IT company, and here my role lies in the content creation. So all these are the north, south, and east and west as per the industry standards, right? So one has to try everything in order to recollect what his or her interest lies in. So do you think
Yeah, you are
like
absolutely right. See,
one
one
should
should not regret what I feel. One should not have, a feeling of regret after some years कि अरे मैंने ये try नहीं किया करके. So like, as you said that you are into, content creation. And so the question arises, do you really like content creation? Do you see yourself, not working for 5 years in that company? Not about the company, but about the, the role which you're kind of in. Do you see yourself working for a very long period of time in content creation? Then you should go ahead with it. For me, it is so no. For me, the answer would be no. Like I really, I had an opportunity in marketing. I continued with it, but suddenly I realized, nee, this is something. Agar finance was something I never tried on it. So I wanted to try it. So ab kar raha hu try, and I'm not liking it. So I'm thinking going back to marketing after certain years. There is no harm, no foul in that.
यार
Like,
ओजस ओजस 90% कॉन्वर्जेशन में मार्केटिंग मार्केटिंग तो तेरे मुंह से निकल रहा है, दैट इज फॉर श्योर राइट. अभी इसके अंदर ये पता कि व्हाई डू यू थिंक मार्केटिंग इज इम्पोर्टेंट. और मैं मुझे ये लगता है, मतलब मुझे क्या बहुत सारे लोगों को ये लगता है कि यार मार्केटिंग बहुत इजी है. यार 4 P's ऑफ मार्केटिंग के पढ़ने हैं, उसके बाद कुछ शॉर्ट एनालिसिस ये सब देखना है, और STPD वो सब थोड़ा बहुत देखना है, फिलिप कोटलर थोड़ा सा पढ़ लो और मार्केटिंग आ जाएगा. तो मार्केटिंग क्या इतना ही इजी है? इज इट सो इजी दैट एनीवन कैन डू इट, और ये डिफिकल्ट भी है मतलब?
No, actually, marketing is quite tough. You cannot compare any industry. For example, HR, marketing, finance, you cannot compare that. But I'll tell you something about marketing, which I feel it is significant, and that is what my interest lies in. So marketing is like reading the minds of people. I think that is what I stand for. So I'll give you an example, which I read an article couple of days back. Even I didn't knew at that point of time कि ये भी करके marketing होता है करके ऐसा भी करके. So for example, if you go on to any banner, okay, I checked it, cross-checked it, so you can do also that. So for example, you see all those flyers, of company promoting their products. So if you look at those flyers, the wording written on them is aligned in capital F format. So what that means is, like, if you go on to, let's suppose say McDonald's ka poster, go on to any McDonald's poster, or Burger King, koi bhi chale jao aap, and you for example, if they are reading it like I am loving it, they won't write it in a single line. If it is poster, okay, if it is poster, it is not like कि वो advertisement तो लिख देंगे, but if it is a poster like जो rectangle में होता है, तो they will write all those words in capital F format. So that is why it is said that a consumer cannot read a straight line, not more than some certain words. तो वो लोग क्या करते हैं, they write three four words in a line, then they go on to the next and then write very short line in the last line. So that is where that capital F can be seen from it. So it is something very really interesting article I read about. If in future I found that article, I'll definitely share. But then that's how it's very interesting to know about psychology of the people, understanding what a consumer actually needs. When a sales is all about pushing the product and getting the price in return, but marketing is understanding the psychology of the consumer कि उनको क्या चाहिए, and then communicating that product to them in certain way. That is something really interesting and super cool about it, which I find. And I haven't got an opportunity to work in that field yet, but certainly if future permits, I would like to go ahead with it.
Okay. Yogesh, if you want to ask anything.
So, like as you mentioned, like I want to raise the question that like we all are in starting of our career right now, correct? We have just passed out in 2020. We are in the initial phase of our career. So we are not any marketing experts as per se, but sure we have got our own hands on the field. So do you find anything different or anything relevant in the books that you have read in the marketing as in comparison to the real field you're working?
Do I think there is any relevant in what I learned in the books and what is on the field, right?
Or they're relevant, but do you find them, have you got any opportunity of applying all the 4Ps and the pestle analysis in real life?
Why not? Why not?
Are
You
there-
can use it.
Are they relevant?
Of course
or not?
they are relevant. Those are the concepts which are like companies use those concepts to to map their products. Why not? I mean, Phil, if you learned about it, of course. Okay, the first thing is like, first thing, you are just a pass out. Let's suppose say you are 22 to let's suppose say 25 age. You have zero work ex and you are just learn the concepts. Okay, तो तुम अगर जाओगे किसी सीनियर मैनेजमेंट के साथ बोल के कि 4P करके मैं बता दूंगा कि तुम्हारा कंपनी का फ्यूचर कैसे चेंज होगा, दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू एंटरटेन ऑन दोस पॉइंट्स. ठीक है, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दैट इट इज फॉर योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग वेयर द कंपनी एक्चुअली लाइज. कि वो कंपनी, अभी फॉर एग्जांपल कि अगर SWOT एनालिसिस लेट्स सपोज से, तो यू शुड सी कि वेयर योर कंपनीज का SWOT is. It is for your understanding rather at the initial stage. Of course in the later years, if you go on to become a senior, and then you can make certain changes. So for example, as a, let's suppose say like I'm working in a bank, and it is not something relevant to marketing, but it is an example. For example, my boss says that कि ये report ये तुम process fix करो. अब that process is already fixed by a company. It is a 99% success ratio that process has. What you can do to make that 99.5%. Now that is something I cannot achieve within a 1 year or 6 months of doing the work. Just because I read some concepts of marketing, I cannot change that. So
Yes.
you have to understand that कि वो process जो 99% ला रहा है वो क्यों ला रहा है, why that success ratio is so high, and you are not trying to fix that. You should maintain that कि वो नीचे ना जाए. That is something, the first thing you should do. For example, अगर तुमने you are into marketing and you have learned, let's suppose say 4Ps तुमने read किया है, product, price, place, promotion तुमने सब read किया. Now you are तुमको बोला है कि ये जाके यहाँ पे बेचो करके. So that doesn't mean कि you go over there and you'll get some you'll do some enormous sales, and you'll make your boss happy. That is something, if you're looking for, then don't do it. Like if you're looking to make yourself understand ki where the product lies, wo product kahan pe, price wise, place wise, distribute, price, place, promotion, how it should be promoted, and that is how you can sell that product. You should have a clear understanding of the concepts, तब जाके तुम वो product बेच पाओगे. और like that is for your benefit, not for कि तुम कंपनी में जाके ये लगा के ये चेंज कर दोगे. That is something never going to happen at the initial stage, at least. maybe 15-20 years down the line, if you survive in that company for so long, they might be able, board of directors might be able to, have a look at you कि तुम क्या बोल रहे हो करके. Because this is really my observation. I had a PPT, just last month, group head PPT. I told you, like in the banking sector, after April, the March में तो end होता है. So April they had a group head PPT. Group head is something like a board of directors comes and you show that every product, what is the profit and what is the profitability of the product for the 1 year, and you show the forecast for the future year. तो उसमें as a management trainee or someone just recently passed without WorkX, तुम कुछ उस PPT में एक लाइन में नहीं बोलोगे. तुम PPT का तुम बस वो डेटा डालोगे कि वो डेटा सही है कि नहीं. हाँ, but when the meeting goes on, you are just standing in that corner listening. अब तो online है, but you can stand in that corner and listen to that what they are saying. So you are not making that change. Someone with a 15 year, 20 years WorkX in the same bank, then they can implement that change. Because I have my seniors who are working in the same bank, who started off their career with this bank, and they are still in that bank for last 17 to 22 years. तब जाके I think you are holding a significant position कि तुम कोई change कर सको वो product में. Otherwise you don't have that kind of power.
अच्छा,
If you're thinking,
obviously
have-
that's the whole marketing is all about. Like all these traditional techniques like fees and pastel, they are just a small part of the marketing, not the whole marketing process itself. These are for the individual's understanding. But considering the current scenario, like the whole aura of the marketing has completely been disrupted and changed. Like we cannot follow the traditional norms of marketing in nowadays because because of the youths and the social media is all in the place. So do you think that the colleges, MBA colleges, need to step up their game and change their curriculum and make them more relevant?
Exactly. Adding to Oj's question, so here I have read one article. In that article, the CEO of that company, so he was CMO, Chief Marketing Officer. He said, I have 20 years of work experience, but my last 3 years of work is still relevant than the 20 years of work experience, because the marketing
Okay.
dynamics are changing day by day. So your 20 years of experience doesn't that count, like whatever you have done in past 3 years, because that has changed a lot. So what do you think about that?
see,
I think here what he previously mentioned, the quality of decisiveness came into the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to be quick and you have to be correct.
Yes, yes.
yes, you have to be.
Okay, Ojas. So any book recommendation or anything that you have read, any YouTube channel that you know, any podcast?
I am not that of YouTube fan to be per se for marketing. I think books is a better way to go ahead if someone really wants to go ahead. I mean, just like someone recommended me, the first book for marketing is like Principles of Marketing by Philip Kotler. So that will summarize, give you a picture of at least the 4 decades of what happened in marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So one should, opt for that. And second one, this is something, one of my favorite books. It is about advertising. The book name is, I think, just 1 second. I'll just tell you. The book name is Hooked, Hooked. It is by Neer El. He is actually, a CMO of one. And the book is actually all about social media. Just like you said, mentioned, right? Social media is evolving. That should be maintained in curriculum pattern. तो curriculum pattern में नहीं है तो खुद जाके पढ़ो ना. मतलब simple सा answer है.
Yes.
तुमको तो you like it, you like marketing, go read that book. Why it has to be in curriculum? So the book actually, this is the second book, not the first book. Second book actually helped me. It is about how Instagram works. कैसे they attract. The book has given good examples of Facebook and Instagram. So if anyone would like to go ahead and learn what social media is all about, then that is a good book. The it's of yellow cover page. The book name is Hooked.
Okay.
So what are your future plans right now? You want to continue a career in the finance and banks, or you want to try each and everything out? to
God no, I don't want to continue with finance. Why would I want to continue with finance? I'll look for an opportunity in marketing, and when I meant marketing, it doesn't mean sales. First of all,
Yes.
I don't know why people have that notion कि तुम marketing और sales एक ही होता है करके, but
it's a
no,
tradition.
marketing is
It's a decade-old tradition layout that if you want to go in a marketing, you must have your experience in sales.
yeah.
Hands
So
on.
when I meant marketing specifically into, I really want to get into advertising. I know it's a bit of low paying job or something like that. बहुत लोग बोलते हैं, but marketing in advertising, that is really good forte, because there you can actually communicate your product to the customers. Just like I said in my definition, that marketing मेरे लिए तो is communicating all about product, right? So advertising can be a good stand initially to to do that. Let's hope कि if I get an opportunity, I'll go ahead with it.
Okay. ठीक है.
हो गया क्या?
और
हाँ,
बोलने
हो
का
गया.
फिर एक्सटेंड
नहीं,
और
बस
बहुत